So continuing on with the new tackle that's been released over in Japan for 2026, we are back to Shimano. And when it comes to bait casters, there's no doubt that this year for Shimano, it was the year of the Calcutta Conquest round reel. Now, I already showed you guys a preview video of the Conquest BFS limited edition. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys two more Conquests that Shimano Japan came out with, including a new BFS model. So let's get started. Now, of course, that means we are over here at Shimano Japan's website. And go to Reel, Bait Casting, and boom, here it is. We have a new Calcutta Conquest DC. Now, this is kind of a surprise to me because I think the last model came out in like 2021, so it's only been like 4 years. But Shimano has decided to give us a new Calcutta Conquest DC. Now, I'm not sure how well these reels sell, but apparently well enough for Shimano to keep giving us new models. And leave a comment in the comment section if you actually have a Conquest DC. Now, I actually used to have the very first Conquest 50 DC. I had it briefly a few years ago, but then I sold it. But let's do a brief view on this new model. It says powerful DC with smooth and powerful winding and improved casting performance. The Calcutta Conquest DC, renowned for its smooth reeling feel and reliable casting performance, has evolved even further. In addition to the micro module gear, whose small precision gears and elaborate body housing create a silky reeling feel, the 26 model is equipped with infinity drive and silent drive, enabling stronger and smoother reeling. Equipped with the Magnum Light 4, which further enhances the spool's rotation performance, and the latest IDC 5, which delicately controls braking force over a wide range. It elevates long distance casting performance and trouble-free performance to an even higher level. This flagship model of round bait casting reels utilizes the latest technology for comfortable casting and control. So I'll be honest, I didn't even really pay attention to the previous model, but I think it was using the old Conquest frame from 2014, and I think this 26 DC model is using the current Conquest frame. So let's take a look at some pictures of it real quick, and you can definitely tell, because if you look at the handle side plate, you can see the machining is the newer machining of the newer frame. Yep, you can definitely tell. For those of us who have the Conquest BFS, you can see the new shape of the handle side plate. And here is the palm side plate. And with this new Calcutta Conquest DC, it's pretty obvious now that Shimano is going to take every DC reel that uses IDC 5 and they're going to put all the adjustments on the outside, just like they did with the METANIUM and then the ALDEBARAN DC, and then with the new Scorpion DC 200 they did it. But if you go on Shimano's YouTube page, it's called Shimano TV, there are at least 2 or 3 pretty long videos on this reel if you want to check it out in more detail. But yeah, look at the machining on the top plate where your thumb rests. Very detailed. Micro module with infinity drive and silent drive. Magnum Light 4 spool. Here's a little bit more on the brakes. And not only is Shimano converting all the IDC 5 reels to all external brake adjustment, it looks like they are all getting switched over to, instead of having line modes as your main adjustment, so braid, nylon or monofilament and then fluorocarbon, you have low, medium, and high now instead. Then of course you have the 5 extra settings for fine tuning. So it looks like all IDC 5 reels are going to be switched over to that. I wonder if the SLX DCXT is going to be next, if they choose to update that reel. And here's a picture showing that compared to the old reel, the new reel is much smaller and palmable. And these are both 100 size reels. Now, of course, I'm not a big round reel fan, but if you are, it looks like the best just got better. And not surprisingly, this reel is going to be quite expensive, coming in at 74,600 yen. Street price on Digitaka is probably going to be at least 400 bucks. But the spool is 34 by 19 for the 100, and then a massive 38 by 21 for the 200. So yeah, it looks like Shimano came out with a new Calcutta Conquest DC. So it looks like they are scheduled to be released in April. The 200 size in right hand scheduled for May, and then the 100 size left hand scheduled for June. Personally, I have no interest in getting one of these reels, as once again, I'm not a big round reel fan. Now, we're going to go over to another Calcutta Conquest bait finesse reel, and this is made for saltwater. Now, I've been asking Shimano to come out with a specific saltwater BFS reel for horse mackerel fishing, very much like DAIWA has come out with the Gekabijin model, but this reel is not that. But the good news is that this reel might be more appealing for those of you who want a more power-oriented Conquest BFS. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a quick video snippet of it on YouTube. Alright, so the reel is called the Oshia Conquest FT, and I assume FT stands for Finesse Tune, and let's check this video out. Now fast forward it to the reel part. Let's listen to what he says. So you can see it looks exactly like the standard Conquest BFS, and I wonder if they're using the exact same frame, but let's keep watching. Now this is a jigging reel, and if you can see the lure that he was holding up, that was not exactly what I consider a finesse lure. Looks pretty heavy. Now look at the size of that handle.
This spool is very lightweight. And the spool is lightweight. What happens is that it rotates quickly. The behavior of the spool is clearly visible when it hits the bottom. It is easy to see, which means it is easy to tell when it has hit the bottom. The spool is made as light as possible, and the bevel receiving side is equipped with a function that uses magnetism to control the brake.
Look at that. It is using Shimano's FTB.
The spool is made as light as possible, and the bevel receiving side is equipped with a function that uses magnetism to control the brake.
So that's why I consider this a bait finesse reel, because it is using Shimano's specialized standalone magnetic brake system called FTB, which only goes in their BFS reels.
It is a system called FTB, and when combined with a lightweight spool, it works very well when it hits the bottom. This time, it is a tie wrap reel. It has a line capacity of 200 meters with a 0.65 millimeters winding capacity and 150 meters with a 0.85 millimeters winding capacity. The handle has also been made larger than normal.
Look at that beefy handle.
It has a 110 millimeters handle and a much more powerful feel.
110 millimeters. Look at how long that is. So you can see that They are designating this reel a 60 line capacity.
Well, this time, I used this MG on location, and it's very powerful. I think the biggest feature of MG is that it can be used even in deep places. Alright, okay.
Alright, so as you can see by that video, the OSHA Conquest FT seems to be made for vertical jigging off a boat and not really designed for casting and retrieving techniques. But since it does have the FTB brakes, I'm pretty sure that reel will do casting and retrieving just fine. So of course we're back at Shimano Japan's webpage. This lure is in this section right here, and here it is. So if you look at this picture, you can see that number one, you can see the 60 mg designation, which is the line capacity, and you can see that they put some red accents on the massive spool tension knob. But let's take a look at this picture right here. Look at the size of this handle. It is massive. It's 110 millimeters. It looks like a handle that would be put on a Tranx 300. But yeah, let's read about it. It won't miss the bottom. A specialized model for DAIWA with the ultimate in spool-free performance. This agile model inherits the design philosophy of the OSHA Conquest series while pursuing lightweight, compact design and high spool rotation performance. The brass micromodule gear and X-ship mechanism ensure smooth winding. The specialized spool rotation performance supports highly accurate bottom detection when using DAIWA. I guess that's the lure that we saw in the video. The brake unit is removed from the spool and the FTB brake reduces spool inertia. The external dial allows for brake adjustment for flexible handling of changing currents and casting. The series unrivaled spool performance will take DAIWA to a new level. So looks like it's coming out in April, and the lefties are going to be coming out in June, and the price is 61,000 yen, which is like 2,000 more than the standard Conquest BFS. But let me show you what makes this different from the standard Conquest BFS, other than just the massive handle, and why you would probably want to use this for long distance casting techniques, or I guess what you would call power BFS. Alright, there's another look at the FTB. Of course, micro gears. Has compact body. Man, that handle looks so out of place on this Conquest, but if we take a look at the specs, the spool has been bumped up in size from 29 millimeters to 31 millimeters. So if you look at the standard Conquest BFS spool, it's 29 by 19 versus 31 by 18. So it's a slightly narrower but taller spool that will hold more line, and of course it should cast heavier BFS lures longer distances easier than the standard Conquest BFS. Now the weight is 225 grams, while the standard Conquest is 195, probably due to that massive handle. Looks like the drag is going to be much more powerful at 5 kilos or about 11 pounds versus about 7 or 8 for the standard Conquest BFS. And there's the price, 61,000 yen again. So yeah, this is definitely not the 1 gram lure casting horse mackerel specialty BFS reel that I was hoping that Shimano would come out with, but it is a new saltwater Conquest BFS that will definitely be able to cross over into freshwater techniques. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comments if you're going to pick up either of these 2 reels. I personally am not, but be on the lookout for more coverage of the new tackle that came out in Japan, as well as some new tackle that is coming over here to America. Alright guys, thanks a lot.